yesterday, I was on a phone call with a woman who reached out to me to say that me sharing my journey and my outlook was something she needed to pull on because she just received a recent same news. And so I'm happy to share and recognize that most of, I mean, I don't want to confuse people, but I recognize I must share. Like, it's a calling. It's this, and in full circle, I recognize the journey was given to me as a gift. And so, you know, I mean, a year ago, so I'm a whole lot of things. I help people with their physical health changes. I help coach people through business development. I help people basically with life coaching and mindset coaching and like all these things, of which I have none of the distinctions behind my name, but a whole lot of life experience and a whole lot of passion to serve. As you said in my little overview, I call myself an international sparkle spreader. And, you know, that has grown in so many ways. But and so I'm a very positive person. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I believe life happens, you know, for us and not to us. And then May 9th, 2019, I was called back in from a routine mammogram and told that there was something that they had to investigate. And I went in and I had another ultrasound. And then that evening, my doctor called me into her office and said, first thing she said to me is, why did it take you so long to get the mammogram? I gave you the requisition 9 months ago. So overachieving, I'm busy, I'm not working, I'm working for everybody. I have 3 teenagers, I'm a single mom, you know, requisition on the board. Maybe this is you know, maybe you're letting everything else go like our prompt, you know, to everybody else and not to yourself. So that was nice of her to say that. And then she said, there's something here. It doesn't look good. We're going to need probably surgery, a biopsy. And then she basically said, so I'll be in touch. And I remember just leaving saying, like, did she just tell me I have cancer or might have cancer? And why? Like, could there have been another way she had shaped that conversation? And then I just lost it. And a few days later, went for a biopsy. And so this was spring. It was really rainy. And I was just walking around like a zombie, like crazy. And somebody that, like, I'm a person that I'm like annoyingly positive, but I could not sneak a positive thought in for the life of me. You know, my brain went to all of the stories and all of the things, and then all of the anger and all of the why me's, and even before I knew what it was. But this is what happens, right? We spin us in control. What's our frame of reference? We hear cancer and we think all of the, and so then it was probably a 3-week journey of not knowing anything, you know, getting a biopsy, then having to wait 10 days. And then even though I tried to manifest the crap out of, this is not going to be anything, I've learned a lesson, I'm okay, I knew it was going to be more. I just knew. I knew it was going to be more. And then, so when I finally got the, yes, it's cancer, then it almost was like I wasn't as scared because at least I knew then. And then the process just started, the surgery and learning about the, you know, the sizes, and then the ongoing of like sending the tissues away to find out what it was and what level. And my mom has ovarian cancer. So then I had all this genetic testing and, you know, go from what's my life going to look like to, okay, what's the reason this is here? And in that journey, you know, and I'm saying this because I'm getting, you know, I'm getting a lot of messages from other women that are, you know, so I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was cancer. And I say it was because the moment I had surgery, in my mind, I was cancer free. So the power of the mind, the power of thanks for visiting, see you later. It was already done. And I did do 6 weeks of radiation. I am on 5 years of another, you know, drug. I am being monitored. I did have surgery and had a lot removed, and, you know, have these fun little lopsided boobs and these cute little tattoos all over me. But I did let my brain just say, okay. Now, but it was from May to end of October that this journey happened. And so the things that I started to do was pull in the stories of the women and the friends and the moms who had the good story. I know what we focus on, we find. So when anybody started to tell me, oh, my sister, I would stop them and say, unless this ends with is a badass rocking out life, please don't continue on with all, right? And so I had to really, I mean, this is kind of what I say for everything in life, right? Unless I'm asking for your opinion, unless I'm asking for your advice, unless I'm asking on social media for your advice or your, don't give it. And so to those of you that are listening, unless someone asks you or ask if you want to say, are you open to hearing about a suggestion or something that somebody informed me about, let them say yes or no. And so I pulled on the stories and the people that had great results. And I just started to add to my armor of, hey, like these people rocked it out and had chemotherapy and they're great. And this person this and this person that. And I did get one book. It was called, a friend of mine who knows me very well said, you know, here's the book my friend recommends. And it was called Radical Remission. And it's such an interesting thing, right? When you then can take yourself out of the situation and how you can apply these things to everything in life. I mean, I think you and I agree in all of that. Whatever we go through, the crap storms, there's systems and foundations that we all have used to get us through it. Whatever the story was, it doesn't matter. Insert your story, insert getting through it. There's some common themes that we all kind of have. And so the book was about these amazing people and 7 different things that they had changed or monitored to get them the results of healing. And only one of them had to do with food, you know, and so many times people are thinking that these things come because of how we eat, but it was positive outlook. It was who do you surround yourself with? It was meditation. It was journaling. And so I really believe my journey was what it was because I had most of that on lock in my life anyway. So then I did have the moments of like, why me? I mean, I had the horrible thoughts of like, I'm a great person. Why me? To reflect on all the beautiful, amazing people that didn't make it. And so it's just like this journey. But what I did is I meditated and asked cancer why it came, because that was in the book. Do it like ask. So ask whatever. Ask, why am I getting a divorce? Why is it, you know? And my message came so clear to just have more joy. And now I have a great life. I have great financial security. I'm remarried. My kids are flipping amazing. But I wasn't having the like silly giggles that make me me. I wasn't having like the girls' nights out of like ridiculous like laughing, and I wasn't listening to musicals. Like I love music. I love what I do, but there was still an element of joy for me missing. And I started to track joy. This will for sure be my book or my TED Talk or whatever, because I started to stare at my calendar. I had a big giant calendar on in my mudroom. I had a big giant house that I didn't need. And I had this big giant calendar and I would just cross off the days, right? I just cross them off. And in this moment, before I knew what was going on in my diagnosis or, you know, how long I was going to live, this was right before Mother's Day. Mother's Day was coming. My daughter was turning 16. My son was about to graduate high school. And I thought, am I even going to be here for these moments? And I'm sitting here looking at this calendar of all of the things I am for everybody else, crossing out the days, looking for 4 months ahead till I'm whatever, and not even honoring the frickin' day, just being in the day. And so I stopped crossing off because like cross off. I'm sure who else is crossing off the frickin' days in the calendar. Instead, I started to be like, I want to be able to see joy. So I want to make sure I find joy in every day. I don't care what that is. But I'm going to circle the days that I have joy so that when I look at my calendar, I'm not seeing all these cross off, like, yay, accomplishments. I'm seeing joy. And at the end of whatever, that's going to account to me being happier, me showing up differently and just having a different vibration. So I know that I never carried any heaviness. Like the F cancer never comes out of my mouth because it's heavy. The fight, I'm like, no, fighting never does too well, you know, and that's just my opinion, my story. I surrendered, listened to the lesson. Why are you here? Thank you for teaching me. In fact, my surgeon was like, I'll be able to make it look like nothing. And I said, you know, to be honest, I want to know. I want to remember. I want to have scars and tattoos and lopsided mushies because I don't want to forget. And I'll tell you, I just got goosebumps. I can still get into the stuff. And then I'll be like even recently, I just got back to the gym and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Like I'm an ex-fitness pro. So the gym had a whole lot of other meaning to me. And then I was like, no. And then I thought to myself, how dare you? People are asking me, how are you back in a rhythm so quick? I'm like, because I freaking lived. And I'm disrespecting this body to not go and move it, and because I can. And so it's just all these lessons that I keep teaching myself. I don't know if that's making
they're
any
coming
sense.
to you because you're open to it. And like, I'm just so moved by what you just shared. Do you know, I'm wanting to go back and look at these conversations that I've been having for weeks now and my own. But joy is the thing that keeps coming up. It keeps coming